Listen, I'm really starting to think that audacity must be on sale, because you must have a lot of it to tell someone that the hair that grows out of their head is unprofessional. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Brittany Hayles, and this is Hayles Consulting, a business dedicated to helping you take ownership of your career. Today I am back with another career chat where I basically just run through a few career, business, life-related topics and give my opinion on them. And if at any time there is a career topic, business topic, life topic that you want me to discuss in a future video, you can comment down below. Let's get started. So the first topic we're hopping into is wearing natural hair at work. Now, some of you watching this video probably have zero clue what I'm talking about when I say natural hair. You're probably like, natural hair? Like, what else would I be wearing? Like, a wig? Natural hair basically refers to the way and the texture and the style in which a person's hair grows naturally. So for me, I have kinky, coily hair. You may have curly hair. You may have wavy hair, whatever it may be. Unfortunately, for many of us, because of European beauty standards, we've been forced to straighten our hair to fit in to certain places, especially professional spaces. This practice has been going on since the beginning of time, but especially in the 1930s and 40s when women started to enter the workforce, now we're being forced to say, hey, you know, your hair, it ain't looking very professional. That afro, you gotta get rid of it. Those braids, not today. Like, people literally would tell us the hairstyles that came naturally to us or the way that our hair grew out of our head was unprofessional. So naturally, people need a job, they have bills, they got a home they gotta pay for, food to buy, whatever. They're gonna do whatever they have to do. Straighten their hair, get rid of those curls, put it up in a ponytail, whatever needs to happen, they would do it to fit in, assimilate in order to get a job. Luckily, today in 2022, and for the past couple of years, a lot of jobs have realized how ridiculous that policy is and how it is, I can't even find the word to describe. A lot of companies are realizing that's not okay. So people come as they are and come as they please. But unfortunately, there are still hundreds, maybe even thousands of companies who will gladly press decline on anybody who shows up to an interview with curly hair, with an afro, with braids, even with dreadlocks. Because that's been going on for years, even though natural hair is becoming a lot more accessible, even hair care products, so much is growing in terms of it and it's being empowered. A lot of us still feel like, damn, should I really be wearing my natural hair to work? My clients ask me all the time, friends, family. My answer is absolutely. Wear it with pride, wear it with a smile, be excited that you are bringing the most authentic version of yourself to the workplace. I personally don't believe in the whole like bring your whole self to work, because realistically, there are parts of us that we really need to leave at home. I'm just being honest. But you should absolutely feel empowered. That's who you are, and at the end of the day, that's the hair that's grown out of your head. So it would be crazy for you to be like, okay, let me manipulate this so that I can manipulate myself to fit into this environment. Let's say that job is like, oh yeah, we're gonna hire you, but only if you wear your hair like this. What's gonna happen is, yeah, they have that one bias against your hair, but there's a greater bias surrounding you and your image and your race and your identity in general that they're not eliminating. They're just eliminating one part of it. So yeah, now you've gotten the job, but because of who you are, if you are black or you're brown or whatever identity you have, they're now gonna probably use that against promoting you, use that against giving you a raise. Your hair is always gonna be attached to who you are identity-wise, your race, your culture. So if they don't like your hair, they don't like you, and it's gonna start to show up at some point during your time in your career there. Back in the day, they had no choice, but we have a choice now to show up as us. So long story short, wear your natural hair to work. Wear it. So the second topic is leaving a job before your 1 year. I get this question all the time, like, is it bad if I'm job hopping, if I'm going from one job to the other? I'm here to tell you there are more pros to this than there are cons. The reality of it is, if you're staying in a job for a long amount of time, the same job, same company, you're eventually going to cap out on your salary, because there's only so much negotiation that can happen when you're sitting in the same space for a year after year after year. So when you're moving from company to company, you are automatically going to be able to increase your salary significantly. I've seen people increase their salary by like 50K by job hopping within a year or two, when the reality is if they had stayed at that same job for a year or two, they would not have jumped 50K, maybe 10K, but definitely not 50. Some of the things that people do run into, a lot of people who have that job hopping or I'm only gonna stay here for a little bit mentality, when they get into a job, they are just burning bridges. They're not doing a good job. They're not making having a good repertoire. Like, if you know for a fact that you're a job hopper, you ain't trying to stay in a job for a while, do a good job. Have a good relationship with your management and leadership and all of them, so that when you leave, yeah, they're gonna miss you and they don't want you to leave, but at least they're not like pissed that you blew up the place before you left. And another thing I would say too, I have noticed sometimes that people who are routine job hoppers or move jobs very often, I would ask you to ask yourself about the clarity of your career. Like, what do you really want out of your career? And I've also found that people who job hop a lot tend to be very dissatisfied at every single job that they're in. And a lot of job dissatisfaction or being continuously dissatisfied with your job could lead to like mental health issues or just constantly feeling overwhelmed, underwhelmed, not challenged enough, too challenged. Like, there's a lot. So I ask, if you are a routine job hopper and you really don't have clarity on what you want, if this is your, scenario, definitely look for that, because hopping from place to place is not really gonna help you get there. What's gonna help you get to that place of clarity is sitting down where you currently are, figuring out what you like about it, what you don't, so that you can get to a place where you're like, if you are job hopping, you're doing it out of satisfaction to make your career even better, to up-level your skill set, to up-level your salary, and that you're not just hopping because you keep running into jobs that you absolutely hate, because that's not beneficial to you at all. The third topic is photos on resumes. A lot of companies, as soon as they see a photo on a resume, they're like, delete it. Why? Photos on a resume sometimes is like a recipe for a lawsuit. For them, from the company's perspective. Because the reality of it is, if my photo's there, I'm a Black woman, and if they reject me and they didn't reject somebody else who had a photo on their resume, I could easily say like, hey, you guys didn't reject my friend, but you rejected me. I meet all the qualifications. She has some that she doesn't. She's a white woman, yada, yada, yada. Now we're on for a lawsuit and we have evidence of possible discrimination because I am blatantly, pretty obviously Black. And let's say that my friend is pretty obviously white. I could easily say that this is a case of discrimination. And companies, they want no parts of it. They want no evidence. They don't want nothing. And then also, when you may think that the photo that you have on your resume is very professional. It's a nice headshot. You love it. And then there could be a company that's like, what the hell is this? May not find it as professional, could even deem it as unprofessional. So a lot of times in photo resumes, they will literally put that in the bottom of the pile and avoid it and avoid it and avoid it. I highly recommend do not put your photo on your resume. The fourth topic is having a full-time job while being an entrepreneur. So actually somebody submitted this. It's not really a topic, it's more, they wanted advice on it. Now, if your intentions are to be a full-time entrepreneur down the line, like that's what you want to do, you want to work for yourself, your full-time job is going to be the way that you invest in your entrepreneurial journey. And also, they have to happen side by side. So while you're working your full-time 9-to-5 job, you're also going to be working on building your business, building your entrepreneurship, growing, scaling, whatever it may be. Because of these two things, the first thing that I would have advice on is to make sure that your full-time job is a well-paying job. If you're not making a lot of money on this side, which is your 9-to-5, how are you going to fund this side, which is your entrepreneurial journey? It's going to be really hard. You may have to borrow money, ask for money, which most people really don't want to do. You really just want to fund things as much as you can. So look for that high-paying job. Look for that job that has great benefits, great compensation, great flexibility, like whatever it may be. Look for something that pays you really well. So that is it. When it comes time for you to start your business, grow your business, scale your business, it's a breeze. And then the second thing, right? As you're working on your full-time job, you're going to be working on your business. And because of that, you need energy to work on your business after your 9-to-5 job. And because of that, what I recommend in my advice is you cannot have an extremely demanding, high-powered, challenging 9-to-5 job, because that's just going to drain your energy. So you're gonna have to find a job where that's not extremely demanding, does not stress you out, challenges you a bit because, you know, you always want to gain some new skills, but not enough to the point where your job is literally sending you to therapy. You're gonna want to find a job that you can end relatively around 5, 6, 6:30 the latest, so that you have the rest of your day to work on your business and scaling your business. I see a lot of people continuously make those mistakes of having a 9-to-5 job that doesn't pay that well, and now they're stressed out about it because they got to pick up more shifts, and now they have no time to work on their business, and their business flops by the end of the year. Or I see the other thing where it's like they have this extremely challenging job where they're working to 10 o'clock every night, they're so stressed, they have no time to work on their business, and now the business fails by the end of the year. Like, these two circumstances are not gonna work. So you wanna find a job that's extremely flexible, supportive staff, amazing management, while also finding one that pays really well. You don't need to make 6 figures, but you want to find something that's comfortable so it doesn't feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, so that you have some disposable income to invest in your business. So the 5th and final topic is to take a sabbatical or a long-term leave. Think about this for a second, right? We're gonna spend 40 or so, maybe some of us 50, maybe 60, maybe 70 years working. Can you imagine doing something for 40, 50, 60 years with no break? That's crazy. So I am a huge advocate for sabbaticals and long-term leaves. We saw the great resignation happen over the past 2 years during the, I can't say the word, but Coviana, the panini. We saw a lot of people leave their jobs. And that was honestly due to just extreme burnout. Like, people realizing, having burnout, people realizing like, damn, I'm 40 years old and I'm not living in my passion, I'm not living in my truth. I have not done anything I've ever wanted to do for myself. Like, there's so many different reasons. It's sad that we had to wait until the panorama, this extreme life event that we've never seen in this lifetime happen before, for us to realize like, wait, I gotta put myself first. I gotta put my mental health first. I gotta put my passions first. So my thing is, I don't think we need to wait until the next extreme circumstances in our lives to say, hey, I need a break. That's what sabbaticals and long-term leaves are for. Especially if you've been working at a company for 10, 15 years, at some point in that 10, 15 years, like, it honestly should be mandatory, or you should be given a bonus or incentivized in some way to say, hey, you need to get the hell out of here for 3 months. Like, go, take a break, go on vacation, whatever you need to do. I do get the question a lot of times when to take them, like a sabbatical or a long-term leave. Obviously for mental health reasons, if you're really experiencing something extremely detrimental to the point where you are just losing all hope and you feel lost for a long period of time. I'm not talking about days, like you just are losing all hope, all purpose, you're just completely overwhelmed. I would highly recommend weighing out your options and seeing what a sabbatical or long-term leave could look like for you in that sense. Before taking a sabbatical or a long-term leave, you need to look at the fine print, comb through it, understand, have a chat with the person in HR and ask them to like help you really truly understand what you're about to get yourself into. Some companies have penalties for taking long-term leaves and sabbaticals. Some of them are completely unpaid. Can you afford to be unpaid for a long period of time? Majority of us, I know I cannot. I do not have a trust fund to fall back on, and I do not have parents who I can beg money from. I wish that I did. Now, if sabbatical and a long-term leave is just not feasible for you financially, or even it's not even offered at your job, look at your vacation days, see how many that you have, and like, take a break. Your career can be just as exhausting as a bad relationship. So look at it like that. And again, sabbaticals and leaves are not offered for everybody, and sometimes they're not even utilized for everyone. But in my opinion, you should absolutely, if you have the opportunity to, do so within that 40-year career that you have, so that you can just figure it out and understand what is it that you're doing, why are you doing all of this. And if you can't afford to do that, definitely just take some of your vacation days, take a week off, decompress, get rid of the socials and the technology, and just fall in love with yourself all over again. That's all the topics I have for you guys today. I feel so bad for my editor because the lighting has changed in here at least 4 times. I'm so sorry. She's amazing, by the way. I'm gonna tag her down below so that you guys can use her too. Well, I'm gonna ask her first. Thank you all for watching this video. As I always say, I am a career coach. So if you want to chat one-on-one about anything, like career related, business related, financially related, life related, I have sessions where we can chat for 30 minutes about whatever you want. You ask me questions and I answer them. That's what I'm here for. I also have mock interviews. So if you're preparing for a job interview and you want to be as ready as possible, I will get you together. I'm gonna snatch you up in the interview and make sure that you are really ready, because we all have blind spots. We think we're amazing, because we are, but sometimes we're not as critical of ourselves as we should be. And that's what I'm here for. So if you need that guidance and that help, you can email me at info@haylesconsulting.com. I also have links in the description box below where you can just book immediately with me as soon as possible. If you have topics you'd like for me to explore in future videos, it doesn't even have to be for these career chat videos, but if there's anything career, resume, LinkedIn, interview related that you want me to talk about or answer questions about, I got you. Comment down below. I'm happy to create video around pretty much anything. Thank you all so much again for watching. Do not forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe, share it with anyone who you know would benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.